Hello everyone, my name's Brew Craig. You can always call me Brew, and welcome back to another Star Citizen video. Hello, I'm in space, and I'm floating around. I'm not going to float around too much, because I might lose control of my suit here. And if you haven't noticed recently, EVAing poses in space, they're, yeah, a little bit rigid. It looks like I'm standing on the stars. Anyway. It is Invictus week as I am recording the videos, and I am renting out as many ships as I can to get a first look and to see if there's any little diamonds in the rough. And with that, we are having not necessarily a deep dive, but a first look at the Anvil? The Anvil Hawk that you see behind me. And I've been talking to a few of the Brew crew members about it, and it might be something that you've overlooked. Let's take a first look at the Anvil Hawk. Oh, and hopefully not lose space control. Ah! Houston, we got a problem. So here she is, the Anvil Hawk. I don't think it really looks like a hawk. Fire, one of our Brew crew members, got it absolutely spot on. I think it actually looks like a dinosaur. It is totally a space pterodactyl. But I love ships that have a distinct look. Ooh, sorry, camera's wobbling about here while we're out in space. It has a very distinct look to it. I love ships that look different. The Anvil Hawk... Oh, spacewalks can be a little bit wobbly. Hang on, let me free my mouse from any impediments. There we go. It is very distinctive looking, and I like it. I do like the look of this thing. This is the first time I've ever been in it, so it's a brief first look at this ship. We're going to go through its vital statistics in just a minute, but I don't think it's got any external storage or buttons or anything like that. You can correct me if I'm wrong in that. It is interesting in that it has a little compartment at the back, which I'll show you. And you can actually put prisoners inside. Now, I don't want to get in because I hear that once you get in, you have to have someone on the outside to let you out. But look inside there. We've got the clamps and things for escorting prisoners, which is pretty cool. Let's close that up. Other than that, I don't think there's many clickables on the outside. The whole wings and everything are very interesting. But this ship is unique in that it has a EMP. So let me just load up some of the statistics that I've got here on this ship before we jump in. Okay, so some vital statistics. It does come with an EMP. I've been told that you have to get very close to the target to use that EMP. So we're going to give that a go in our quick look, first look today. As well as an EMP, it has 2 size 1 shields, which is pretty good. It has 1 size 1 power plant, 2 size 1 coolers, 1 size 1 quantum drive, and it comes with, let me see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 size 2 M4A cannons and 2 size 1 sucker punch distortion cannons. So it has a bit of a bite. It absolutely has a bit of a bite. I haven't changed anything. I haven't upgraded anything, so bear that in mind. This is completely stock from the rental hall. Sorry, the camera's a little bit jumpy when we're looking at this in space. We'll take it into Atmo for a quick burn to see how it feels, but this is just a first look video. Okay, so that's its vital statistics. Let's jump into the pilot seat. As you can see, there's a little chair that comes out of the bottom, and that's how you get in. You get sucked up into the nose of the pterodactyl. And then that closes. Now we can look at it in a bit more of a steady camera angle. Nice detailing on the ship. I don't really see many of these about at all when I'm flying around the verse. So if you get one, you're going to absolutely be in that sort of unique pilot set. The guns at the bottom are on these weird circular drums. Very different. Very different indeed. The landing gear, if we have a look at it, sort of the wings fold in and the gear slides out of the wings and out of the tail at the back, or whatever you want to call that. Odd looking landing gear at the back. Looks like a stiletto heel or something. But yeah. Not too bad. Just lock the stick so we're not twirling around. Yeah, it's unique. I quite like it. Quite like it. Don't like the landing gear so much, but landing gear, I'm very particular about my landing gear. The animation is pretty cool. There's no sort of VTOL mode, so nothing folds or unfolds in VTOL. So yeah, that's a quick walk around on the vital statistics of the ship. If we go into the cockpit for a very quick view of the cockpit, nice MFD setup. This is the default MFD, so we've got our self status and target by default, which is excellent. Weapons over to the right, which is great. And this is the heat panel, which I'll change up. Some sort of buttons that needs a pass on because they literally do nothing. They don't even pretend to do nothing, those buttons. We've got a little window here at the bottom for visibility, which is good. I just need to make sure as well. That's good. So yeah, cockpit is nice on first inspection. The panels ride a bit high, so we do lose a little bit, because usually you can see from here, if I draw that invisible line, that's usually where the MFDs are at. These are sitting higher. But what's good is that when I'm going to pitch, I'm not losing my MFDs that we do in some ships. We did the Scorpius deep dive review, and we did lose the MFDs when we were pitch battling. So moving up like this. So that's the cockpit. We've got struts here. I don't really feel like they get in the way. Quite nice. In terms of maneuverability, top speed then. And I am going through this quickly because this is just a first look video. It's not meant to be very long. Top speed. We drink the boost. Oh my goodness me. Look at that top speed. Holy moly. That is bonkers. Top speed of 1,314 meters per second. And this ship is one of the ships that has two third-person cameras. So we've got one camera, let's say if we set up like this, and if we hit F4 again, there's a second camera that we can set up like this. So F4, camera 1, camera 2, back to the cockpit. So that's pretty cool if you have like a landing camera where you want to look at the belly of it as you're landing, and then your second camera is to look behind you, like this. So I've started seeing ships with that. I was told about that on stream the other day, so that is very cool. And I think you can turn that camera on by making sure that the cinematic camera is turned on here under game settings. But anyway, yes, back to its maneuverability. That's impressive. 1,314 meters. That is very impressive. Let's see how good it is at stopping. So we're pointing in the direction of travel. We've just taken cruise control off. We're using no boost. Considering it's at a very high top speed of 1,300 meters per second, that's not too bad. Let's look at what those reverse thrusters look like. Very cool coming out of those vents. That is nice. That is nice. Nice, healthy sound from the engines. Yeah, she's slow, as most ships are, when at top speed coming to a full stop, when you're pointing at the same direction as travel. Of course, if we flip, do a 180 flip, that's going to slow down a lot quicker. We'll try that now. Get to full speed. The boost drops quickly. But we accelerated a nice pace. Damn, that's quick acceleration up to that top speed. 180 flip in the opposite to the direction of travel. We've got those big reverse engines starring. Yeah, stops nicely. You can see it stopping there nicely. I like those engines at the back. Sorry, I'm not used to having the two cameras. So, my first camera will be the normal view. My second camera will be the reverse view. Let's do it like that. Okay, so good top acceleration. Good stopping speed. Let's get up to top speed and then use the boost to see if that helps us brake much quicker. Look at boost regeneration on the left is actually quite reasonable. It drinks it quickly, but it recharges it quickly as well. Top speed 1314. Okay, boost. Boost seems to help. If we flip and then boost. Oh yeah, plummet stand. So we're not going to be crashing hopefully into any space stations or planets anytime soon. Rolling. Let go of the roll now. Tiny bit of overroll. Let go of the roll now. And roll to the right. Let go of the roll now. It's not too bad. Pitching. Feels okay. Yawing. Feels okay. I'll give you some context there with the planet. It doesn't fight me too much when I swap the direction. Of course, that will all be helped with boost. So, in terms of space performance, pretty good. Again, this is just a quick first look. Weaponry, as I said at the beginning, we've got 4 size 2s and 2 size 1s. And stock is laser cannons. There is no gimbals, so this is all fixed. And that looks cool. Let me punch out. That does look really good. This ship is already starting to grow on me, guys. This ship is starting to grow on me. That looks cool. Distortions aren't very strong at the moment, so I hear. But as I say, this is a quick view. We're just going to look at this as briefly as possible. We're going to have to try out the EMP, of course. But what we'll do is we'll take it out into a fight for this first look and just see how it feels. So I'll see you at a VHRT boundary because, of course, we put everything that we're testing against VHRTs. So I'll be back in a moment. Wonderful. Wonderful looking ship. Alright, see you then, everybody. Okay, here we are in the belt. I'm working with a lag pip these days to counteract any sort of issues that we may or may not have with NPCs and their size 2 shields becoming invincible. We haven't seen that on a recording just yet. I'm not going to be using the EMP for this run. We'll do that in the second fight. I will switch this to shields, however, but all my other MFDs, I'm pretty happy with where they're at. Shields. It's 2 size 1 shields, so we can't redistribute power the way we would in, for example, size 2 vessels like the Hurricane, the Vanguards, the Scorpius, the Banu, so on and so forth. Just going to put it through its paces a little bit. It's very noisy ship with the boost. What have we got? That's a Hurricane, so I want to leave that to last, but this should be an interesting fight. Right, let's take out the main target of the Warden. See how we get on. And that's interesting, yes, so the sucker punches are overheating. Which is going to be frustrating. Put some power back to shields. The NPCs are definitely back to boost on their toes today. And a bit of desyncing, so I don't want to get too close. See the way that Warden just sort of popped its vectors randomly. Yeah, it's doing a lot of jiggering about. Getting none of the size 2 shield glitches, which is good. We're just getting the NPCs deploy decoys.
Hands up. Shields hit.
No, but decoys didn't work on that missile. Okay, that's unfortunate. So we'll just get a bit of power back. I'm feeling the lack of visibility in the cockpit. See there I am looking at my instrument cluster. And that instrument overheating is a pain in the arse, almost so where I'm just tempted to turn off those sucker punchers and get some capacity in my other guns. Now, I'm not some big Top Gun pilot, so I'm not the most accurate in the world. But yeah, those sucker punchers need to be turned off. That's way too frustrating. Yeah, so that Warden should have died ages ago, but I was just distracted with this overheating nonsense. So we're going to turn those off, absolutely. And probably first thing I would do is just replace those with some more cannons. Some size 1 cannons. Okay. Right. So we're down a little bit of DPS. Not that the sucker punchers were probably doing a whole pile. Look at the state of this. We're dealing with some real... Look at the state of that. Some real issues with the NPCs on the server. We were getting hit a little bit. Got 2 hurricanes to contend with. Goodness me, luckily they seem to be separated. For some reason, my decoys weren't working, continue not to work. I'm popping noise and popping everything to try and get rid of that missile. First impressions, it feels good to fly in a fight, but not so much maybe with a lag pip, because look, I'm looking at my instrument cluster. I probably want a lead pip. But anyway, here's the main fight with I've got powered weapons with the real challenge. Luckily, again, no, I have to pop so many decoys for some reason to get that to work. Yeah, see how I'm just looking down like, into my instrument cluster with a lag pip? I don't really like that. My struts are getting in the way of the target, so, do I sacrifice the accuracy of a lag pip to go to a lead? Is that going to be more fun? I don't know. Power on weapons, more hippity-hoppity, which is not good with a ship that's using laser cannons, because you have to be more accurate to get your shots to land. Taking some hits, so banking away and putting power to shields. It can get out of a fight pretty quickly, which is pretty good. Those shields are charged nicely. Power back to boost. But I am letting the Hurricane get some shielding back, which is not good. Means I'm losing progress. Power back to weapons. Again, I'm not the most accurate in the world, so this is what it's like if you're like me and a bit of a noob when it comes to combat. Okay, get some good hits there. I'm really happy, even power distribution. I'm really happy that we're not getting those size 2 shield issues. Now look how quickly those size 1 shields of mine went down to 13%. I'm barrel rolling and boosting away. Power's back to shields. More missiles coming my way. Deploying decoys, that seemed to work that time. Alright, let's find our target again. Let's try not let them get too much progress on us. Where are they? I'm looking at the wrong thing. That's my bad. Power back to weapons. Then power back to boost, actually. Do we have any missiles? Not that I can see. Doesn't mean that we possibly can't equip them, or maybe we don't have missiles, period. I don't know. Power is on boost to try and get some of that back, because the boost helps us get out of combat. The cannons feel good when the hurricane shields are behaving and not becoming invincible. I am jousting with it, which is something I don't really want to do, but don't forget, I've got 2 of them on me. Look at the radar. There are 2 hurricanes within close firing range. And this thing, touch wood, is surviving. It's not getting ripped apart, which is good, This fight is taking longer than I would have hoped. I have this thing kind of where I want it, but I'm not being very accurate. And I'm jousting with it. The thing is, I can't slow down because the other one is going to be on me. Normally, if I was on my own, as in there was just one other target, my main target, I would just slow into these turns, take a few hits, which would allow me to get more accurate hits. No confirmed hits there in that pass. That was absolutely terrible. Getting some hits there now. There we go. You see my shields? See when I start to slow down? Look at my shields, 28%. So, I just... not having the skill to kill that thing quickly, but we should have a better time now. Power back to boost when we've got one hurricane, sorry. And I hate them. They are a bane to my existence, my stress, and they elevate my blood pressure to no end. Power back to weapons, then power back to shields. Now, this might have that bug, finally, that I was talking about. See that forward shield? So I put a good couple of laser cannon rounds there. Didn't make a dent. Let's do it again. Look at the shield. Look at the shield. Nothing's happening to it. That size 2 shield is not that powerful to take that many rounds without going down at all. You see it? And then it just blew up, even though its forward shields were full strength. So that was the bug I was talking about. Whew. Okay, let me breathe for a second. Let me get out of my chair here for a second. Oh, okay. Whew, alright. Anvil Hawk, first impressions in a fight. Moves well. Those cannons work well. Sucker punches are a pain in the arse with that overheating message. Get rid of them, bin them out, swap them out as quickly as you can. MFD setup is great. It's a shame that if you're a lag pip fighter, you're looking at this console quite a lot. I'm looking inside the strut, inside the MFD. That's a shame. If you're a lead, we'll try a lead fight now in a second. I think that's not going to be much of an issue. We're going to also try the EMP. First impressions on a fight, I quite enjoy it. I'm actually going to put self-status over here because I can. That's what I love about the ship. We're not losing sight of our MFDs, so that was very nice to see. And of course, ASAP, I would swap out those sucker punches because that warning of overheating was so distracting. So distracting. Enjoyed that. Bit of commentary there, but so far, we did a VHRT bounty. And it only took longer to kill because I was a wee bit distracted, I was a wee bit flustered with everything going on. So, I think, yeah, the ship can handle VHRTs. Maybe not the most efficiently, but it can handle them. And as you get more accurate than I am, I think you're going to clean up those hurricanes pretty quickly. Any other targets, Wardens, Valkyries, they're going to pop very, very quickly. I'll get us another fight, and we'll try out the EMT. EMT? Have I been calling it EMT? The EMP. The EMP. Back in a moment. Okay, here we are in our noisy Anvil Hawk in atmosphere. I'm really glad we got an atmospheric bounty. Look at this ship. Holy shit, it is beautiful. It is really cool looking. Let's see what it's like in atmosphere just as we're going towards the target. Okay, let's try and pull it around. Yeah, okay. Fights a little bit with itself when you're outside the SEM speed. But, oh my god, it is just amazing. Look at those engines fire. Yeah, that's cool. Feels okay in atmosphere. Again, this is just a quick first look, not a deep dive, but yeah, I like the look of it in Atmo. We got a Hurricane in Atmo. We got a Valkyrie in Atmo. We got a Warden in Atmo. Oh, I was going to change it up to lead pips, wasn't I? And I was going to turn on the EMP, so I'm grossly unprepared. So let's quickly do that. Escape options. Down quickly. To now lead. So let's see if that helps my issues with the looking at the dashboard all the time. How do you turn the EMP on? I don't know the shortcuts or anything like that. But what I do is I go over here to our weapons. So weapons. And then we go under, I think it's guns. And then up here at the top, we have the Tron Burst Generator. Click that to turn that on. And let's not give everybody seasickness as I spin the ship around. So the EMP is on. My understanding is we click once with the right mouse click to generate it. And then we have to get within under 500 meters for it to be like in the correct distance. And then we right click again to fire it. So I'm going to power it up. Here we go. I've never used EMPs in this game, period. So theirs is starting to build up in power, which is pretty cool. And we want to get within 500 meters. That is super close. So let's try it. 500 is dangerously close. Fire. I think it worked. Did you see that? Oh, shit. I think that worked. Because you see the shield on the Vanguard flashing? So let's go in again. Power the shields as we're doing this. I don't know if we can fire and stuff at the same time. So let's get in close. Come on, get to 100. Get to 100, get it nice and close. And fire it. Watch the bottom right MFD. You see its shields flashing? I don't know if that did anything. Well, anyway, we'll play about with it. Let's start engaging as normal. Already a lead pip feels better. I'm not looking into my dash. I'm not looking into my strut. Now, in terms of course, combat accuracy, leads aren't always the best, especially with cannons. Power back to boost to get that recharged. But I'm now looking more where I want to look. I'm not looking at my target, of course. I'm looking at a little red square, but I'm not looking into the dash of my ship. So it's personal preference. But if you, like me, find that to be an issue, just firing off my EMP. I don't know if anything happened. Gonna watch our shields because we got hurricanes about here. Yeah, so the lead sort of solves that complaint I had about looking into the dash. Guys, those 4 size 2 fixed cannons do a nice job. They do a really, really nice job. Okay, we got a Valkyrie and a Hurricane left. Again, this is a very high risk bounty hunt. I'm want to try get the shields down and then pop the EMP and see what that happens. Let me know in the comments if there's any detriment to keeping my EMP charged like this. I notice there's a little like heat bar coming up. Let's pop the EMP now and see if anything happens to that Valkyrie. Oh, shields are down, taking damage onto my wing. So let me just get out of dodge here. Wasn't really paying attention there. Let's get power back to shields. Then power back to boost. Now notice our EMP isn't charging because I haven't put power to weapons. Get that boost back up. Hate flying in the dark with the altimeter bug. It's a pain in the arse. And I know, the Valkyries are actually quite dangerous these days because of those turreted gunners. Power back to weapons. Now my EMP might be damaged. It doesn't seem to be charged. Oh no, just because I have to right click. Okay. Power back to shields. I know that I'm not... okay. Yeah, Valkyries are nasty for smaller ships. They cut through our shields very quickly if we hang around them too much. But luckily, this Hawk shield seemed to be recharging quite quickly. Power back to boost. I'm going to pop the EMP off when I get close, popping it down. Might have been just out of range of that. I'm not too sure. Power back to boost. Power back to weapons. EMP is charging. Power slow. Whoa, what happened there? He sort of stopped moving, or I don't know what happened there. Nice and close. I'm going to pop that EMP as well. Don't know if I'm noticing much of an effect on it, but you EMP specialists in the chat can let me know. I'm going to push the attack here, even though I am getting hit on my shields. Let's keep pushing the attack. Now, in a lag pip situation, I would have been looking into my dash there, so it feels nicer not to be looking into the dash when trying to focus my target. Of course, it's less accurate than a lag. Okay, this is interesting. This is good. Power up that EMP again. I don't know if that's being detrimental to me in any way, if it's drawing power from other systems, but I'll use it if I can. Not the most accurate, guys, so... the only thing that powers my ability in this game to do anything is my absolute rage for things like the Hurricane. It is a stain on our society. NPC Hurricanes, of course. PC Hurricanes are absolutely noble people. But NPC Hurricanes are really just a burden on society, on the Spaceverse, and we need to destroy them, unfortunately, where we can. I know that feels a bit harsh, but they are evil to their core. They, I don't know if I fired that too early. Ooh, okay. So, that's that. We've rid the world of a piece of crap evil Hurricane, and I had a lot of fun doing it. The Hawk feels absolutely lovely in atmosphere. Now, that wasn't a heavy atmosphere, but it feels absolutely lovely in atmosphere. Let's let's jump to this OM5 for our final thoughts and summary on this first look at the little dinosaur by Anvil. So, what do we think of this ship? Well, I don't know if that EMP was doing anything. Their shields seem to flash a little bit, maybe because it's a smaller EMP. Let's just shut those engines up because they're quite loud. You know, maybe because it's a smaller EMP, you need to hit them a couple of times. I don't know. As I say, that's the first time I've ever fired off an EMP in this game. It did feel a little bit fun to have that extra mechanic. The guns, the size 2 fix, were really working, even with my limited accuracy. If I put in another 2 size 1s to replace those sucker punches, I think this thing would be really effective in combat. Some of the... Sorry, this engine just won't shut up. There we go. Now we can speak. Calm, peaceful, quiet, without engine thrusters. So yes, EMP felt cool. Don't know if it was being effective. Size 2, 4 size 2 cannons, they felt really good in combat there. The ship moves well, even though I took a few hull hits to my port wing, because I wasn't really paying too much attention to my shield. I think we were okay. We were able to get out of the fight quickly. We were able to recharge, boost shields and weapons quickly without much waiting around, which was good. The QT stock, if we have a look at that together, won't take you to Microtech. Won't take you, I assume, to ArcCorp. I will take you to ArcCorp. I will take you to Stanton. All one-way trips. So I'm assuming, yes, if we upgrade the QT to the standard Atlas, take that QT off. You know, we would have no problems at all getting around the verse. No interior space. There is room for a passenger / prisoner in the backside of our little dinosaur pterodactyl here. Overall, quite a nice ship. Quite a nice ship. Its in-game cost is, if I look up for you, let's see, Anvil Hawk, rounded up, 1.3 million, 1.284. Not a bad price for a fighter that I could see myself easily doing bounties in quite regularly. I'm going to really have to consider, in-game, adding this to my fleet. I might even go pick one up, you know, because I might even go grind some cash in it and pick one up. So that was my first look at the Anvil Hawk that I've rented from the Invictus halls this week. Would I recommend getting this ship? Yes. Well, absolutely. It is a fun ship to fly. It looks totally different from anything else out in the verse at the minute. It's a little bit noisy. The visibility on people who use lag pips is not so good. Those default suckers with their overheating sucker punches are a pain in the arse. And I'm not sure how effective the EMP is, but as a combat ship, as a really fucking noisy combat ship, you could do a lot worse. This thing will get you through VHRTs, and it will be a thrill to fly in. Plus, that MFD default spread is just absolutely lovely. Thank you very much, folks, for watching this first look at the Anvil Hawk. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you for your continued support. I hope you're having a great week, a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright, let's leave with those noisy engines. Alright, everybody. Bye for now.